An Evening at the Movies is a proud member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm, Love is Black, Men Are the Prize, Crime Rewind, and Literature Reapers. You can find out all about our shows and more at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Happy listening. You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Hello, everybody. It is Sunday. It is 11:30 on the best coast, 1:30 in the middle time zone where the other two people are. But that can only mean one thing, though. It is An Evening at the Movies time. It is time for us to go live. It is time for us to eat the stale popcorn, drink the watered down sodas, and talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. Dramatic pause. Um, but yes, let's get to the introductions first. The co-hosts are here; they are in full effect. We'll just get the quick one out of the way first. Welcome back, Chancy Pants.
Hi.
That's all you
Wait,
ever
I
said.
was gonna say, wait. I was gonna say, wait. What do you mean? Welcome back? Did I miss one that I wasn't aware of?
No.
No, he's just saying welcome.
Oh,
Welcome
welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Looking good, Mr. Carter. Anyway,
Up your nose with the rubber hose.
half of our audience isn't going to understand anything we just said.
Most of our audience isn't going to understand it because I know the demographics for who normally watches and listens to these, and most of the people are under the age of 35.
There you go.
So
Anyway,
there is all of that. And we have one more amazing co host with us this week as she starts the final countdown to moving to Canada. Just kidding. Hers not moving to Canada. She's not allowed.
no.
But she will be north of the border in just
12
a few days.
Yep. I
So
can't wait.
that means we got what, one more episode to go before after this one?
Oh,
Before
sorry.
you go?
No, I think we'll do the client, and then yes, we'll have to do the very last episode, that week of. So not this week we're going into, but the following week, because I leave Friday. So we'll figure it out.
So needless to say, the rest of the schedule for the month with the lives is going to be all 12 kinds of fucked up. But you can always stay tuned on social media, and we will keep you updated as to what's coming up and when. Well, I mean, it's Pelican Brief, The Client, and Runaway Jury. All of them will be available on Wednesday morning. It's just a matter of when we tape the live episodes. And we appreciate the live people being here each and every week. You guys are awesome, and especially last week's awesome guest, the original OG himself, Michael Greenwalt, was here.
Oh yeah.
And we had a fun episode. We did great numbers last week. So hopefully we can get him back incredibly soon again because that was a lot of fun. And yes, Patrick Mahomes going off again. But with all of that said, before we get to today's episode, both of my awesome co-hosts know that the great world of Hollywood lost a true icon the other day. And for those of you who do not know, Candyman himself, Death himself. However you want to look at it. I mean, the freaking list of credits that this guy has is freaking a who's who of freaking movies. Candyman, Final Destination, Night of the Living Dead, Final Destination 5, well, all the Final Destination, all the freaking Candyman. He was in The Crow,
Hatchet.
Hatchet, The Rock, Transformers, Platoon, Hellfest,
Oh, yeah.
Wishmaster. Huh?
I was just saying, oh, yeah, that he was in Hellfest.
Yeah. The list of movie credits is long and distinguished. So, rest in peace, Mr. Tony Todd. Thank you for the wealth of amazing work that you gave us. You will be greatly missed.
Yes.
But with all of that said, we are here today to discuss a movie. Not only discuss a movie, but again, we are here to say thanks, Grisham, part two. So, last week we talked about the favorite aspect of
Coming right back.
Grisham, the firm. This week we're going to talk about the Pelican Brief, which I'm not going to get into it deeply, but this feels like it very eerily. It's very fitting for this. I don't know if my co-host would agree with me or not, but
Yeah, a little bit.
it it has a little bit of feeling like fuck you, universe, for lining this up the way you did. So,
Yep.
the Pelican Brief, released on 12/17/1993, was directed by Alan J. Pakula, released by Warner Brothers Pictures, had a $45 million budget, had a box office of $195.3
Oh,
million.
nice.
If you have not watched it, you're shit out of luck. You have to rent it on the interwebs to be able to watch it.
You can watch it on the
So,
Roku channel.
well, I don't have the Roku channel because
Well, it's
I
just an app, so
oh, I did not know that.
yeah. If you would use the app I told you about, just watch. It will
I
tell
do
you.
use it. It did not when
Well,
I
okay,
searched
you didn't read it
Pelican
right.
Brief. It said no streaming available.
Okay, Kasey, even when it says that, you still have to click it because that's almost always wrong. I know what you're talking about, where you just see the movie and it says not available on any. Always
Yes.
click on it because they're wrong. But anyway, people who have the
Oh,
Roku channel app, you can watch it there.
okay. So you can watch it on the Roku app, or you can freaking spend your hard-earned money to watch it and rent it,
It's worth a rental fee.
which is what I did.
Mhm.
But game time, everybody's favorite game time, and we're actually going to do a couple of different games today. We'll get to the
Oh,
other
okay.
game at the end of the episode because I forgot we were going to do the other game, and we're already well into the episode by now.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's my fault for fucking forgetting. But
No, I was saying sorry for the noise I was making
oh,
over here.
but we have the evening at the movies game that we're going to play. Chancy got introduced first, so Amanda, would you like to wager a guess as to what the Rotten Tomato scores for the Pelican Brief are?
I'm gonna say 73 for the critics and 77 for the audience.
Chance the Rapper.
Just from the description of like budget to income, I'm gonna say this probably didn't didn't run very hot. I'm gonna say like 50 for the critics. If I was going to cover the spread, I'd say 60 to 65 for the audience, but I can't. I'll go
Okay, the spread was
with
3 when there was going to be one.
all right, 61 to 64. Because I think 60 is too low. I think 65 is too high. 61 to 64.
No spread. Pick a number between
Okay.
1 and 64.
64.
So the tomato meter on 54 ratings
Oh, that's it.
gave. Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
See, I think we should know that before we guess next time.
That's also, I think, I agree to that point.
I'll try and remember that for next time.
I will too. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So the tomato meter on 54 ratings gave this movie a 54%.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's because some people aren't smart enough to watch these movies. I know, I'm a bitch. Sorry.
I could honestly see that with this one, but we'll get into that when we get into our discussion about the movie, our likes and dislikes. But so as far as the audience meter goes, 50,000 plus reviews, and there's a reason why I said pick a number between 61 and 64.
Okay.
Because his 3-point spread, one of the numbers was correct, and the number he picked was wrong.
I figured.
So
It was probably 61.
61% on 50,000 plus.
Son of a bitch.
Damn. I way overshot
Reviews.
that. Yeah.
It's still one of the I don't feel like you made a bad guess though, because
Yeah.
this is still that era where we're just fresh off the heels of the success of The Firm.
Mm-hmm.
This movie on $45 million on a $45 million budget and making almost $200 million at the box office was, I would venture to say, a success.
That's because it came out around Christmas and it has like a stacked cast.
Well, okay, that's the other point too, and I wasn't sure about this one, but Amanda reminded me earlier this morning in our group chat. But like every one of the Grisham movies that came out in like the 90s had a stacked freaking cast.
Well, and so does Runaway Jury, and it came
Firm.
out in the 2000s.
Well, okay, yeah, but that's still very early in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But The Firm, like we talked about last week, stacked. Pelican Brief, stacked. The Client was stacked.
Very.
The Chamber, stacked. Runaway Jury, stacked. A Time to Kill, stacked.
Oh, yeah.
You know. And even if you want to go so far down the rabbit hole of talking about like Christmas with Cranks, again, stacked. Technically a John Grisham story.
That is true.
Not a traditional John Grisham story, but it is a John Grisham book.
Good old Skipping Christmas.
So there is all of that. But with all of that said, though, would one of my amazing co-hosts like to wager a chance to beat the clock in 90 seconds?
Well, I mean, I'm always prepared for it, so unless Kasey
I knew you were.
unless Chancy wants to do it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna take over that. That's your shine.
Oh, okay. All right.
And by the way, before we start, we need to rip the Band-Aid off. And happy birthday to girl Kasey herself. Even though I'm pretty sure, unless she's sitting right there next to Chancy, not listening, but still, happy
No,
birthday.
she
Girl.
just walked in the door. I had to run. I had to run away because, like, all of a sudden, everybody says "Happy birthday, sweetie." Thank you.
You got
Fucking,
comments.
I had to run. I had to run to the door because, like, I just saw on my screen it was just like door, 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 door. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna miss it.
Oh, happy girlfriend, happy life. So, but are you ready, co-host?
Yes.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Okay. The Pelican Brief is a thriller about a young law student whose legal brief about the assassination of 2 Supreme Court justices gets her targeted by killers. She realizes just how accurate her accusations have been when her lover and mentor is murdered. Forced to go on the run in New Orleans, she's aided by a journalist who helps her unravel a conspiracy involving senior government figures. Dun dun dun.
26.81 seconds.
See?
So you're almost.
Hi to Caleb. He's in the comments.
Oh, Caleb. God, I swear to God.
What?
Hi, Caleb. No, I don't. Almost every week, I forget to click over after I do the intros to the comment section so that I can see those, and I have to get a reminder when you chime in with the fact so and so says hi. Oh shit! So sorry, Caleb, but you can comment along now, and I promise I will see it. So, with all of that said, the Pelican Brief. What about this movie did my awesome co-host fall in love with?
I'm guessing Chancy's gonna have some random crap to say, so I'm gonna go first. I'm kind of interested to see.
Ooh, I feel like there's a Chancy meltdown coming at some point before we end this episode.
So I will say this is one of the adaptations that is very close to the book. Like some of the dialogue is word for word. Really, the only thing they did different was they left a few characters out, which there's always more character development, in the book. And that Matisse guy, I think she actually meets him. I can't remember. The only big difference was that Darby and Graham, what's his name? His last name's Graham.
Gray.
Yeah, with a name like Gray Graham, you're going to end up in television journalism or print journalism. Now I lost my train of thought. My gummy's starting to kick in. Oh, I like how close it was to the book, but in the book, those two were doing it, and they end up together at the end, like off in the Caribbean again, like the firm.
Mitch and Abby.
He likes that storyline. I think the cast is really good. Even like the low characters, like Tony Goldwyn, he's amazing. He plays such a good dickhead.
Well, and even like I said when I messaged you earlier, freaking Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
And
baby Stanley Tucci.
Well, yeah. I mean, anybody who knows his history, I mean, there's a wealth of hundreds of performances that Stanley Tucci has done throughout his career. But, like, I legit compare, like, okay, you have Stanley Tucci in this movie compared to Stanley Tucci in The Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different characters.
Yeah, crazy.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, not going to complain, but
Mm-hmm. I don't
cast
I liked
is
most things about it. I love the stories that are set in New Orleans. I always think they're fun. I felt like there are parts of it that are far fetched, but I feel like they told a story that, as a layperson, you could think would really happen, and you wouldn't like. I didn't see a bunch of gigantic plot holes, even though it's kind of it's obviously a wild story. So anyway, yeah. All
Am I
right.
off? I was gonna say, am I off the chain
how'd
now? Is
people
this where?
After you
What's
say
up?
it. I'm gonna need more candy for this, I think.
you're gonna need more gummies.
I had a bag of Halloween candy for half off.
Clearance sale.
It's the best part about Halloween.
All right. All right, let's hear it.
So we're
saying what we liked.
Yep. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were still on the same page here. So I liked the movie overall, to be bluntly honest. Like I've always liked it ever since I first watched it.
Me too.
Uh
Damn it.
it was for me it was kind of like almost like an introduction into what inevitably became the world of conspiracies for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie and conspiracy theory are really what Can you guys hear that music?
No.
Okay. Our new washer and dryer,
Ow.
when the dryer goes off, it plays like a 25-second song. Maybe 30 seconds. It's just sitting there going, da, 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 like what? Anyway. Sorry, Chancy.
You're good.
Yeah, you love you a good conspiracy theory, so I figured that you like this movie.
Dance. Conspiracy theory, Chance.
So yeah, like I said, that was one of the things that kind of started it off. Because I'm sorry, what year did this come out again?
93, I think.
Yeah, so like this all
93.
Yeah, so like this all kind of like tied in together with all that stuff. Because in the real world, you had stuff like Ruby Ridge, Waco going on not too long, and then also right around that same exact year you had, or no, not that same year, within the next couple years you had the first attack on the Trade Center, as well as the Oklahoma City bombing,
April
which that's
19th,
actually
1995.
which actually has a direct connection to me, which is what started me down, like actually going down stuff like that, like investigatory nonsense and looking stuff up. But honestly, it was one of those things where as I was watching it, I was always kind of thinking to myself, I wonder how often this actually happens. Because yeah, the analyst, I'm not necessarily like a law student or some random, like that was the only part of it that was kind of like, okay, that's not, but I'm talking like, internal analysts with like, intelligence agencies and stuff like that. Somebody stumbles across too much from their clearance capabilities, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, you pieced this all together based on loose ends that we all have to kind of deal with. So now you've become a loose end. But yeah, I mean,
in the opening, very similar to current modern day politics. Just saying.
What do you mean
But
at the very beginning? What about the very beginning has? Yeah, I'm not following, bro.
No, I was just saying that what I said in the beginning about how this story has at least a little bit of truth and the contemporary aspect of everything going on right. No.
I thought you were saying
Not
that
that I'm
something
bitter.
happened in
I'm
the
not bitter.
beginning. No,
Yes, I am bitter.
I thought you said something happened at the beginning of the movie. So I'm trying to think in my head. I'm like,
No.
duck hunting? Like, what's happening?
No.
Old men having
Julia Roberts
conversations. What the hell's
getting
happening?
booty with her
Oh yeah, yeah, oh
soft
yeah.
sister.
I'll wait for that one. I'll wait for that one.
Oh.
Alrighty then.
So, no, again, like we discussed a couple of weeks ago, it kind of threw my co-host off. I think I've only seen this movie one time until prepping for this episode.
Damn.
So I enjoy getting to sit down and experience a decent movie for the first time. I'm not going to say that this movie is, the greatest thing since sliced bread, because I don't think it is. But there's definitely a lot of good qualities about this movie that, I mean, like Amanda said, the cast is one of those typical John Grisham all-star casts. It's very eye-opening, and like we talked about last week with The Firm, I don't think it's too intelligent for the general population. I think this script is a little bit more intelligent and complex to follow than The Firm was, per se, but
Yeah,
I still
but
think
they do
there's
explain it to
definitely,
you eventually.
yeah,
I was gonna say I
yeah.
really do disagree with that because like I'm not anywhere near the smartest person in the world, but as a child watching it,
Oh, neither am I.
I very easily put it together while I was watching it. It's kind of one of those things where they give you the intel like as it's going through,
Right.
like and then you just have to be capable of remembering the information to then yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of keeping it,
Definitely better than a lot of stuff either before or since, for sure. I definitely see your point there though, Case. Like there's been far too
Well,
many movies that give you
no,
info dump and people just ain't ready for it.
yeah.
yeah, no, exactly. I think that's one of the things that uh, Grisham, as the author of the book, and then the writers or the screenwriters actually taking what he gave them by source material and extrapolating it to a viable.
Yeah, they did pretty good. Like I said, a lot of the dialogue is word for word from the book to the movie. So,
Oh, nice.
which is cool because it means
Talk
you
amongst yourselves. I'll
still
be back in a second.
okay.
Okay, you're good.
It's like no, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it! What
No,
was
you
I saying?
didn't. Go. You were talking about. We were talking about how the a lot of the stuff was almost verbatim, like dialogue from the book to the
Oh,
movie,
yeah,
and
yeah.
how they did a
You
very
really,
good job putting stuff together to make it to where it was easy to
yeah,
digest, follow, and understand.
yeah. I agree, and I thought you get the characters kind of like as they really are, other than obviously some stuff is left out just for the sake of
Well,
brevity, but
yeah,
um
trim the fat, so to speak.
yeah. I kind of wish they could have had a little bit more about those two. Like, actually, I mean, they actually fall in love in the book, and they're not just like trauma sexing. I don't think they fall in
So
love.
okay. I mean, like, I don't know. That would have been if they would have followed it that strictly to the book itself. I think in the book it may be a necessity based on the fact of if there's going to be some type of finality to it. Everybody always wants the end of Shawshank,
Yeah.
you know. But like in the movie itself, when you already have all that other stuff going on, plus plus the thing that I'll inevitably bring up at some point, I'm probably guessing in the near future, but like all those things combined and doubled up is really gonna.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that like them falling in love and going off on the beach thing would have been. It would have soured the milk, if you will.
I don't know. To me, I still feel like it is the Shawshank ending. It's just not the full ending. He clearly knows where she is, and I think they leave you with the feeling that, they'll probably get together at some point. So it was kind of open-ended, and that was fine.
Yeah, I mean that's valid. I could see that.
Well, because they had that moment where they're sitting there interviewing and just kind of has that little smile. I'm not saying shit, but
Yeah.
he knows.
Well, yeah, because he's even her contact for the FBI. If they need to get a hold of her, they go through him. So, yeah.
Sorry, my internet's been going crazy for the past 3 days, so I had to check out something. I thought I lost y'all.
Okay.
5x5. We good? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Kasey's buffering.
Oh, okay.
Kasey?
Say what? I got Wheels of Death on my screen. I didn't hear what.
Okay, that's what we thought.
Oh, okay. I thought it was my internet's been all kind of wonky too. So I was just like, I thought it was me, and like I was like, oh no, I just fell out. But then it weren't just I.
That's the joys of living where Chancy Greif and I live at this time of year. You get shitty weather that fucks with the damn Wi-Fi.
Your Wi-Fi is almost always shitty, though, regardless of the weather.
My ISP is usually pretty good. I've been thinking about switching to the one that has all their fibers underground. So
You should.
it takes a lot for it to get knocked out, but it's so much more expensive. But it is so much better at the same time. It's one of those kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
We have to have that. George does for work. Like, he can't use anything else. It's too slow.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
So
I'm sorry I fucked this up.
Some rants about aspects of the movie, Chancy.
Oh yeah. Okay. So like, am I okay? Like for real though. Like okay, fucking. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go on the. Everyone, allow me the ability to walk down this path. Okay. Things are gonna get weird. Things are gonna get weird. Things are gonna go. Just follow me on this. I'll bring it back home. I promise.
Okay. Well, I'm high, so please don't do too much.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, I'll do my best.
Record a podcast, but she got high.
Anyway, so okay, like if we were gonna go with the information provided and not have it be like a Jack Ryan thing, because I always felt that the premise of this movie felt more like one of them stereotypical Jack Ryan movies.
Yeah.
Like like the Sum of All Fears. Like
love that movie.
Oh, me too. It's such a good movie.
The movie is so good.
Oh, for real though.
It's not just
no, absolutely not.
That's what Kasey was going to say.
Oh,
for those of you who don't know, it's all because of Ben.
It's definitely not.
It's not the only reason I like it. It's probably the reason I watched it, but I did love it.
Oh, okay, touche. That part I won't save you on that one, Amanda.
I don't need saving. He's hot. He could save me.
But yeah, I mean, so like that's all. It kind of felt like that to me, and I was also really super pissed off about the fact that like it was the whole stereotypical co-ed screwing the professor nonsense. Although it did appear like it was more than just like the simple fling element.
Yeah, they seemed
And
he was at least in
yeah,
love.
right. Well, he was anyway.
I wish we had got more of his character just because I adore Sam
Right.
Shepard. But
And I also thought, like it just, it was one of those things where like it just didn't look or feel right because it was like, wow, dude, this guy's like old enough to be your dad.
he is
And
not. Sam Shepard was probably in his early 40s there.
okay,
In
maybe the
that.
early 40s there,
And
but
he's 24.
She was
I mean,
24.
When Denzel
yeah.
says, I want you to see 25, I started crying. There. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to remember to
But
circle back to this, but I don't want to take you off topic. So go ahead.
no, that was actually a very, very minimal portion of my problem with it, outside of the stereotypical element of like the co-ed thing. Like I was like, duh, that's kind of dumb, but it was also early 90s, so whatever.
I'm trying to figure out what good problem you have with this. Such a good movie.
It's just a shitty stereotype. Like,
oh yeah.
But for me, like the other thing was more like not so much to take away from the character that is Julia Roberts' character. I always thought it would have made much more sense and been so much more likely that you said Sam Shepard, right? I want to get the name right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have made so much more sense that he would have discovered all of this information because what was he planning on doing or thinking about doing?
Writing a book about what are you doing?
What do you mean? Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
He was 50 years old when the Pelican Brief came out.
Well, I'm sure his character wasn't supposed to be 50. All right, go on, Chancy, because I forgot what you were saying. I was going to say something and I forgot.
But like for me, like it would have, it where it kind of fell on its face was that to me it would have just made more sense for him to have discovered this information and then been killed researching the book. Well, especially once he dies, and then instead of because like he dies, he's writing the book, he comes across all the other information surrounding everything.
But it's
basically
not his discovery, it's hers.
Well, but her discovery was based off of the information he had because he was looking up the judge's decisions.
Well, yeah, so was she.
I know, but that's my point though. Like it would have been one of those things where it would have chronologically made more sense. Like cuz okay, he hands off this thing that some nobody, according to anybody who's important in the government, bureaucratic nonsense.
He was like special counsel to the head of the FBI. That's not a nobody.
No, I'm talking about Julia Roberts' character. Like a college co-ed's gonna be.
You're saying she gave it to a nobody. I thought you meant.
No.
Sam Shepard's character. I was like, no, he gave it to somebody pretty important.
No. Sam Shepard's character gave it to somebody important, which is what should have happened. Right. But the point I was getting at was that while he was looking up the stuff for the book, he should have kind of come across these things. Those things got him killed. She took up the mantle, pieced all the other pieces together, and then, I just think it would have made it more like because it just seems so. It just doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. Like
how?
Okay,
well, very well.
No, what makes it illogical to me is the fact that the college co-ed writes a book or writes a paper that has damning information in it, but the way that things have seemed to have apparently worked since the 1960s is that a simple smear campaign or a burial campaign, not literal but metaphorical, would have definitely shot that all the way down. Them killing Steven's character, Sam Smith's character, I don't remember the guy's name. I fucked it up again. My gummies kicked in. But like them killing him, all that does is just send a giant red flag to anybody, whether it be a conspiracy theorist or anyone for that matter, just screaming, "Oh, hey, by the way, this guy, this is weird. Let's look at this."
I don't understand why
Especially,
you're trying to give part of her credit to someone else.
well, it's not so much I'm trying to give part of her credit to someone else. It's more so of it's one of those things that with him having the intimate information from the person that he looked up to, it being the justice, it would have made more sense for that to be the starting point of getting the pieces put together. She would have still put the pieces together. It would have just been more of a whodunit element. Like, okay, well, why did they kill him? Oh, she discovers why they killed him.
Okay.
Because then you got the whole, she's sitting in the car and they're like, oh, hey, by the way, what's your name? Making sure, checking to see if she would have got. I mean, okay, yes and no, but like,
Yes and no.
if
I
they
don't know what you're saying.
like, yes, I can understand why they put that in there, but that would have absolutely never made sense because they would have already known what she looks like. They would have already had all the pertinent information they would have needed on her. Once that didn't work there, she would have they would have discovered where she went after the fact, and she would have went to sleep and never woke up.
Okay.
I don't know. You'll have to apologize. I love the movie. There's nothing I like. There's nothing about the movie that that's like so off-puttingly or whatever. It's just, for me, it's kind of one of those, like, this section doesn't really piece together well for me because, like, she spends X amount of time in this place to piece all this thing together based on something he was talking about doing, and then all these other things happen. To whereas if it would have been that first step of the hero's journey being taken by her mentor / lover, he dies, she takes up the mantle and pieces the things together that he couldn't figure out. Because it would have been a sense of like, he put this portion together without even knowing what he did, dies, she figures it out.
Well, okay. That could have been cool.
Hence
It would have
the reason
taken
why
too long.
everybody loves Chancy Pants.
I don't know.
So, was there anything about the movie that you didn't particularly care for, co-host?
I mean, I'm sure, but it would just be little things. I can't really. There's nothing like just glaringly terrible to me.
Right.
And it's just like I could probably nitpick on it if I wanted to, but I don't want to. There's nothing about it that I just don't like.
Yeah, I was gonna say same here, minus the nitpickery. That's really all that it is. Everything else about it was solid.
I mean,
Exactly.
probably the one thing that I would probably nitpick the most about might be the pacing at times. But
That's valid.
Yeah.
I feel like that's still, even like last week, we brought up the fact that the pacing may have been an issue at times during Firm, but that's really getting anal about what could or couldn't be wrong about the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Same thing with my argument as well.
My eyes are like, whoa, you can tell I had a gummy. Oh my God, it looked terrible. Whew. All right.
again, Amanda was going to record a podcast, but she got high.
No, I am doing it, so that's not accurate. All right.
So if you were to rate the movie out of 5, what would you give this movie?
I mean,
Y'all can determine which one goes first.
Oh, well, I just started talking, so.
No, you go ahead. By all means.
I don't know. I mean, I think, it's a really good adaptation. All the performances are good. John Hurd and Tony Goldwyn, they're like minor characters, but they're just really impactful. And I just kind of felt like most of the characters like that were. For me, the story is, could be plausible. You go off on this conspiracy theory that you never dreamed could be true. You tell your boyfriend about it. And I'm with you. There's where my issue is why would he have given that to anybody? I understand why she gave it to him. She's like, oh, you won't believe this ridiculous thing I wrote. And then he reads it and he's like, oh, she could be onto something. Why don't I just hand her over to the FBI? And like, I do.
Well,
I
weren't they
wanna know
like
what
best
he
friends
thought he was
though?
doing.
Weren't they like best friends or classmates or something?
Yeah, they were really good friends.
Yeah.
But the guy is, what was he, like special counsel or on something to the FBI director. You don't give something like that to someone like that unless you want them. And he even says, maybe you should check into this or that or whatever. And it's just like, what did he think he was doing? That, like, did he not see how that was going to at least end badly for her? Anyway. Well, sorry. Now that I just started saying it out loud, I realized that was a thing about it that bugged me.
I was going to say, actually, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, in all reality, I don't necessarily think he thought that it was going to go bad for her because he didn't even see it potentially going bad for himself. I mean,
yeah,
he didn't.
Yeah, I guess.
If he's not worried about his own well-being, then I mean, clearly he's not going to be thinking about anybody else's. Because if it was well, I mean, he probably didn't even think it was like hey, this is some information, probably not really anything worth writing home about. But because at the time nobody really had any information except for the people that actually knew the truth.
Well, she pretty much had the truth. She just didn't know she did.
Right. But I'm saying the people in the FBI and the White House and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have, because I don't really have anything to complain about. I think it's a, fun in the sense of thriller, like how you feel when you watch thrillers, not like the movie is just fun. The chemistry was really good with Julia and Denzel. I thought they played off each other really well, and you could tell like he really did like care about her and want her to be safe, and that made them both really endearing. So that was cute. I'm gonna give it, since I'm sure there's probably technical stuff wrong with it, blah blah blah. To be objective, I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Mr. Chancy Gray.
Me personally, I mean, that's pretty solid. That's fairly close. I'm just gonna go 4 flat because just mostly just because of the whole conspiracy brain nonsense that I was going on earlier. It's kind of like it's like especially when like she's using her credit cards and stuff. It's like, what are you doing?
If she was smart enough to write that brief and she knew that somebody was after her too, why would you use your credit card? Oh my God.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Even in the early days of the interwebs, it would still be so easy to freaking track that shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, and even if not that you would, but even if you had to wait for the bill, you'd eventually be able to see where somebody was because it would be on the bill. Like,
right.
Such and such hotel, this date, blah, 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 I'm just saying, that by that time, your information tracking, she should have known better.
100%.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure.
So I'm going to be the difference maker and not go with something similar to my co-host. We're all going to go with a different number this time out. And I'm going to go 4.2 out of 5. Just so I can be in between the two of you.
Maybe we don't want you in between us. We'd asked this to be a sandwich.
Fine. 3.2 then.
Oh, whatever.
No. It's 4.2. It's a great movie. The cast is, even if you don't know by name the people that you're looking at, more often than not, especially if you grew up at the same time we did, you're going to recognize a lot of the faces
Oh,
of a
yeah.
lot of the people in this movie. I mean,
And
obviously Julia Roberts and Denzel, freaking the president was what's his face from The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah, I
yeah,
can't remember his name.
honestly,
Yeah.
John Lithgow?
this might be a controversial opinion, but I think that this stack or this cast may have been unnecessarily stacked.
But they do that in his movies. Even like they'll take a tiny little character that doesn't get much screen time and put a huge actor in there. Like that's I don't know why, but all of his movies are like that. I don't know why.
Well, they did it in The Firm. They're going to do it again next week for The Client.
The Client and Runaway. I mean, all four of these movies have like really big casts.
Or even, I mean, we went again down the rabbit hole. Freaking Christmas with the Cranks was the same way. I mean, it doesn't necessarily go as hard with the all-star cast as the
Yeah.
legal movies do, but for some reason, when it comes to casting a John Grisham movie, people come out of the freaking woodwork.
You got baby Cynthia Nixon. Could barely
Yeah.
tell that's her. And she's
Exactly.
blonde.
So definitely, I feel like all three of us would definitely share the sentiment that if you have not seen this movie and you sat here for the last 52 minutes on the nose listening to us talk about it, definitely go out and find the movie and check it out. It's a great movie, and if you like legal thrillers, you won't be
Oh, for
disappointed.
sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish they would have been able to find a way to connect this movie to conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That would have been so awesome.
Yeah, would have.
That's crazy.
So, before we end the episode, though, I promised a second game
Oh yeah.
because I'm going through withdrawals. So, is my co-host going to run the game, or do I need to grab my book so that I can run the game?
Oh no, I can do it. Yeah, give me just a second.
Since you have an app and I don't. I have a
Well,
physical book.
that thing doesn't work anymore. I got to talk to Kevin about it, but I still have a
Kevin, you spent $937 on room service.
Kevin. I feel like I'm starting to
Or
lose
whatever the
my
hell that
voice, and I
damn
don't know
number
why.
Too much gummy.
That's just in your head.
Oh, I don't sound scratchy.
Nope.
In your head. In your
In your
head.
head, zombies.
Oh crap.
No, you're good. It's in your head.
And with that note, we have been kicked off of YouTube. Just kidding.
Okay.
Probably.
I found one. We're just gonna go with it. It's called Weird Day. And Chancy, why don't you go first? Need a noun.
A noun?
Uh-huh.
Running.
Person, place, or thing. So not running.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Runner.
Forget Chancy's coming.
Okay. Okay, adjective. So I'm going to go ahead and put in certifiably fuckable. If you listen to the SIP list, you know. If you know, you know.
Oh, you know.
Okay, Kasey, plural noun.
Nipples, Bob.
Nice. Famous person. Who am I going to say? I'm going to say Al Pacino because I'm watching The Godfather Part 2. All right. Chancy, a place.
Bermuda.
Down.
Nice. Kasey, verb ending in ing.
Fornicating.
Good one. Oops. Okay. I'm sorry. Adjective for me. I'm gonna say sweaty. Oh no. Chancy, your favorite song.
Someday.
Okay, so okay, all right. I
This
won't.
doesn't
I
have
won't.
to be a thing.
I was scavenger of human sorrow.
Jesus. Okay.
No, that's not. Listen, I was gonna go all fucky with it, but I was like, I'll be cool this one time.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, hammer smash face.
Kasey, verb ending in ed.
Fuck.
Okay. Adverb for me. I'm gonna say quickly. Chancy, verb ending in ing.
Running.
There it is. um, whose turn is it? Mine?
No, mine.
Oh, okay. Name of a supermodel.
Cindy Crawford,
I was
Bob.
gonna say this should not be taking you so long. Okay, and last one, adjective. I'm gonna say
Moist.
ew. No. I'm gonna say key lime green. If you know, you know. You guys won't. If any of my Swiftie friends are watching, they will. Okay, here we go. Weird day. Once upon a time, there was a runner. It had certifiably fuckable nipples. Okay. One day it met Al Pacino on the side of the Bermuda. They were fornicating. Okay. It was very sweaty. They both looked like hobos. All of a sudden, they started singing Scavenger of Human Sorrow really loudly. They fucked really quickly. Al Pacino started running with Cindy Crawford. They looked really key lime green. All right, then.
That's
Oh,
okay. That's one hell of a
the
story.
things that come out of our mouth when we play the sip lips.
Stole a star and died a key lime green. Okay, sorry.
So this was definitely a lot of fun, as always. Thank you everybody for being here each and every week. You guys are incredibly awesome, and our numbers are not showing a decline from Stephen King Birthday Bonanza into Halloween Horror Fest, now into Thanks Grisham month as well. So thank you guys obviously for being here. You guys are making this a hell of a lot more fun to do each and every week. So we will always be here every Wednesday and Sunday or whatever day we record to try and give you guys the best show that we possibly can. Shameless plugs, co-hosts.
No, Sipless didn't have anything going on right now. So if you feel like you're missing it, go back and check out some of your old favorites and re-listen. And we'll be back soon, I think.
My 4-year anniversary is coming up very soon.
Yep.
Just saying. So, Chancy Greif, where can everybody find you to stalk you?
The Red Eye Roundtable on TikTok and Instagram, and Red Eye Table on X, and then Facebook.
Sweet.
That's about
If
that's where
you know.
that's the realms in which I hide.
And as always, like I said, the sip list, or not the sip list. What? An Evening at the Movies drops every Wednesday morning, bright and early. Whether I get the links shared in a timely fashion or not, don't shoot the messenger. But they are out there. You can turn on notifications on all different sites so that you can be made aware when the episodes are available. But um, I will always let you guys know when we record live so that you guys can be here and participate and enjoy the fun. Because when it's live, that's when we are at our best. Um, with all of that said, though, next week we will be sitting down and talking about the client, and then we will go home on Thanks-Grisham month with Runaway Jury, and then we are into the twisted minds of all three of our holiday ho 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 fest. So
Deathcember.
It's Christmas
yes,
mean.
we're going to be doing Christmas movies, but with an Evening at the Movie twist. So I will let everybody know when we get closer, maybe next week, what we're looking at on the schedule. But it will be a lot of fun. So thank you, co-host, for being here. You guys are freaking awesome. With all of that said, though, Amanda, the floor is yours.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. And we hope you enjoyed it and you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
Peace and hair grease.